Well, here in the United States, we've been living in a police state for quite a while, and it's only escalating from here. And with the introduction of AI, well, be prepared for the wonderful police state that would be known as RoboCop. Let's take a look. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Zach, the Wretched Watchman. Thank you guys for joining me today. And I'm here bringing you a little bit of news of what's going on with the latest when it comes to the introduction, or not necessarily introduction, but the injection of AI programs into the police system that we have here in the United States. Now, I've talked about how we have continued to grow in the area of a police state. A police state is ultimately something that is the law enforcement entity being on the same team as that of the judicial system, where the checks and balances swings only in the direction of one way, and there's no repercussion if they ever get anything wrong. It's all funded by the taxpayer. And so what you do is you create an entity that is answers to nobody. And if they do get in trouble, then the people who pay aren't the city. The people who pay isn't the cop or the police department that committed the problem. No, it's the taxpayers. They're the ones that end up paying for what's going wrong. And so you create this imbalanced quote unquote law and order, but it's really a unlawful and disorder system that really has no way to balance out. And so it just becomes a military style police state. And so we've seen it growing that direction for a long time. And now usually whenever you talk about this, usually I end up start offending some people who have family members in law enforcement. I start getting people saying, what, you're for defund the police and stuff. It has nothing to do with that. We need to be able to look at something objectively without trying to try and find some political direction, or look at something objectively without being offended by something. This is ultimately with what's going on. There's some good cops, but there's a whole lot of bad cops to go along with it. And the system basically rewards the bad cops, and it's getting worse. And so now we have the problem of injecting AI into this. We see, police bots starting to roll around. We see the police dogs where they're running around and they're able to fall downstairs, and they can carry weapons and stun guns and cameras and stuff on them, as well as speakers to allow people to speak through. That's not just here in the United States, but they're starting to roll this stuff out all around the world, and they're creating these AI robotic systems to go along with it. Then we've got the smaller stuff that's been around for a while. They're starting to use the facial recognition technology all over the place. They're starting to use the license plate scanners all over the place to do this type of stuff. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. There's no representation of the law anymore. Now it's just a robot constantly watching over you. And if you do anything wrong, then they're going to hit you for it. If that sounds anything like the social credit system from China, that's ultimately what we're heading towards. The Chinese system is a test run. They're testing the different technology, the AI technology, as well as the social credit system, and they're starting to roll it out all across the world. And of course, you want to dig into who's been funding all that stuff. You start getting into the World Economic Forum, who's been funding China for this stuff, and you can go deeper down that rabbit hole. But what we want to talk about today is the latest technology when it comes to body cam and report writing. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says police officers are starting to use AI chatbots to write crime reports. Will they hold up in court? Well, that's the question. But ultimately, what we see happening is now they're starting to use AI systems as judges. So when you have AI systems that write up reports that are ultimately going to be read and used by AI judges, or a judgment system, then we're starting to see a problem with whoever's in control of that, and we're seeing an escalation of the police state with what's going on. So let's keep going on this. It says Oklahoma. This is coming from AP here, Associated Press. Body cam captured every word and bark uttered as Police Sergeant Matt Gilmore and his canine dog Gunner searched for a group of suspects for nearly an hour. Normally, the Oklahoma City police sergeant would grab his laptop and spend another 30 to 45 minutes writing up a report about the search. But this time, he had artificial intelligence write the first draft. Pulling from all the sounds and radio chatter picked up by the microphone attached to Gilmore's body cam, the AI tool churned out a report in 8 seconds. It was a better report than I could have ever written, and it was 100% accurate. It flowed better, Gilmore said. It even documented a fact that he didn't remember hearing, another officer's mention of the color of the car the suspects ran from. Goes on to say, Oklahoma City Police Department is one of a handful to experience the AI chatbots to produce the first drafts of incident reports. Police officers who've tried it are enthused about the time-saving technology, while other prosecutors, police watchdogs, and legal scholars have concerns about how it could alter a fundamental document in the criminal justice system that plays a role in whoever gets prosecuted or imprisoned. Well, the thing is we're starting to see AI take over all different types of positions in the justice system. So what's one more? Built with the same technology as Chat-GPT and sold by Axon, best known for developing the taser, and as the dominant U.S. supplier of body cameras, it could become what Gilmore describes as another game changer for police work. AI technology is not new to police agencies. We have adopted algorithmic tools to read license plates, recognize suspects' faces, detect gunshot sounds, and predict where crimes might occur. Get to that in just a second. Many of these applications have come with privacy and civil rights concerns and attempts by legislators to set safeguards. But the introduction of AI-generated police reports is so new that there are few, if any, guardrails guiding their use. So it talks about how this isn't AI into the police department isn't new, but again, that doesn't make any of that stuff right either. Again, we're supposed to have a checks and balances, a law and order by representatives, but we don't have that anymore. Now it's just, well, I've got a camera on my police cruiser that's decked out in 5,000 different shades of red and blue lights in order to instill fear in anybody who sees it, which that's exactly why they do it. You can find police officers saying that's exactly why they have that many lights and they have it so bright and everything is to create fear for anybody who sees it. So it's a fear tactic. That's a police state tactic ultimately. But now they have cameras that just automatically read license plates. The cops don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. They've got radar guns that are now attached to cruisers, so the cop doesn't even have to get out of their car and use a radar gun anymore. They've got all this type of stuff, ways to jam police scanners, because some people drive around with police scanners because they want to know if there's a cop around them. Well, they have a way of jamming those things now. And then they've got things now, the cameras on the automatic ticket cameras on streets and intersections, where if you're driving through, if your tires go just 2 inches past the white line, they'll give you a ticket for that, automatically send it to you. If you're caught without a license or a seatbelt, they'll get you after that. This is not how it's supposed to run. It's not supposed to be this way. These are all police state tactics in order to keep us down and to funnel money into their system. That's part of the thing, is it's just a battery to funnel more money into the police state that we see going on today. And now we've got this where it's automatic reports, but I'm sitting here going, writing reports is part of the job. You want to reduce part of the job that comes with being a police officer, and you want to just use AI to do it. This is that continual push to create convenience and create laziness when it comes to society, to rely solely on AI, to take over jobs, to remove jobs, to become dependent upon an AI society. Now, if you guys don't know what Axon is or what they do with this stuff, they got a wonderful video that's promoting all this as well. So take a look.
29213 18th Avenue South. Currently separated the neighbors at 29211.
Okay, I'm just pulling you over. You're going a little fast in the school zone, okay? It's 25 miles an hour and you're going 35.
So now they're strapping the body cams with AI onto this thing. Let's read the announcement from Axon. This is from their website. I just picked out a few spots here. And it says, Axon reimagines report writing with Draft One, a first of its kind AI-powered force multiplier for public safety. Not sure what that has to do with public safety. That more has to do with lightening the load of the job. But again, that's their way of throwing this stuff out there to make it sound good. It says, built with thoughtful safeguard, Draft One saves officers 1 or more hours per day utilizing body-worn camera audio to produce draft police reports in seconds with greater quality and clarity. Coming out of Scottsdale, Arizona, this was April of this year, says Axon, the global public safety technology leader, today introduced Draft One, a revolutionary new software that product that drafts high-quality police report narratives in seconds based on auto-transcribed body-worn camera audio. Draft One leverages generative artificial intelligence, or GAI, and includes a range of critical safeguards requiring every report to be reviewed and approved by a human officer, ensuring accuracy and accountability of the information before reports are submitted. For all law enforcement agencies, Draft One is a valuable tool that will be immediate force multiplier for the workforce. Reporting is a critical component of good police work. However, it has become a significant part of the job that officers commonly refer to as burdensome. Axon found that every week officers in the U.S. can spend up to 40% of their time, or 15 hours per week, on what is essentially data entry. Additionally, prosecutors and defense attorneys have shared that they welcome the quality improvement of Draft One reports, as they can help support and accelerate judicial process. Every single officer in the United States writes police reports often every day, normally multiple times per day, says Axon CEO and founder Rick Smith. As we've done with Draft One, harnessing the power of AI will prove to be one of the most impactful technological advancements of our time to help scale police work and revolutionize the way public safety operates. It goes on to say, Draft One includes a range of strict safeguards and requires that the human make the decisions in key moments. Officer required to review and sign off. Once the report narrative has been edited and key information has been added, officers are required to sign off on the report's accuracy before submitting to the next round of human review. Adheres to audio data. Report narratives are drafted strictly from audio transcript from a body-worn camera recording. Axon calibrated the underlying model for Draft One to prevent speculation or embellishments. Okay. Controls to ensure proofreading. Each draft includes placeholders that officers are required to edit by either adding more information or removing the placeholder. And report drafts are restricted to minor incidents and charges. The default experience limits report drafts to minor incident types and charge levels, specifically excluding incidents where arrests took place or for felonies. With this default, agencies can get started with Draft One and gain tremendous value in expediting report writing for the overwhelming majority of reports officers submit. This allows agencies the option to gain experience on low severity reports first, then expand to more severe reports once they gain experience in how to use the tool effectively. Agencies can set a policy determining which reports are eligible for Draft One utilization, and the tool then ensures enforcement of agency policy. So basically what they're saying is it's only for minor stuff for now. It'll escalate from there and it'll start getting to the big stuff. Soon it'll just be taking over all the report writing at that point. See, here's the thing is we're at a time where we're going to see increased lawlessness. And I know, because I mean, that's quite obviously the easy stuff to see. Is we see the gang stuff, we see the violence, we see the lawlessness going all over the streets where people are just taking over stores, murders and just assaulting people. It's all over the place and it's increasing. But we often don't necessarily talk about when it comes to the lawlessness of what's going on the government and law enforcement side. We see, Homeland Security, FBI, we see all the overreach with what's going on with that, but we don't necessarily talk about all of the other lawlessness when it comes to the judicial system, when it comes to judges, when it comes to police officers and those organizations, when it comes to the rogue deputies in the sheriff department. It's the lawlessness is all over the place where everybody's out for themselves. And if we take a long look at the list of descriptors that Paul gives us that the end times are going to look like, those also apply to not only the criminals out there, but it also applies to the lawlessness that's going on in the law enforcement and judicial systems as well. And so when we see that, and then we add on AI technology that is programmed to be biased in some type of way, that is now also reducing the workload of police so they can be out in the field more often doing whatever they're doing, we're starting to see an increase in lawlessness on a scale that I don't think we're really recognizing. We see it all over the place. And so this is a warning. Again, I'm not coming at anybody who has family in law enforcement, or if you're watching this and you are a cop yourself, I'm not coming at you on that type of thing. I'm not sitting here I'm sitting here going the leftist, thing of defund the police or anything like that. But again, I'm not sitting here, promoting the whole defund the police thing either. I'm sitting here, again, trying to sit from an objective viewpoint where I don't have any type of bias in this. I'm sitting here going, we've got lawlessness on both sides. We've got an increase of AI on both sides. And we've got an AI agenda that's sitting here trying to worm its way in order to maneuver and social engineer society, but at the same time also take over jobs as well. So again, I'm just trying to look at this objectively and let you guys know what's going on. This is not good in any way, shape, or form, the increase of AI technology, because it's only an increase of quote unquote law enforcement without representation. This is only an increase to destroying the Constitution. This is only an increase to the police state that we see going on. Again, look all over the world. Look at what's going on in Canada and Europe. We see the increase of the police state over there, where if you just have a bad thought that goes against their agenda, they're coming after you. That's coming here to America, and it's because of stuff like this that enables it to happen. So just be prepared. Be prepared, because this stuff is only going to get worse. There's no stopping what's coming. That's something that I hope people realize, is there's no stopping what's coming, because this increase of lawlessness, this increase of evil is just, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. And it comes in the form of even just a little camera that they wear on their shirt that'll type up police reports. Those little nuggets add up to something much bigger. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Don't fear. Don't worry. There's really no way to hide from any of this stuff. My only thing is if you're ever caught on camera and AI is watching you in any type of way, just make sure they recognize that you serve the one and only Jesus Christ. And if they can convict you of being a Christian, make sure that they can throw the book at you for doing just that. All right, guys, I'm Zach, the Rich Watchman. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Maranatha.